Hi people, welcome to a workout. Hope you're well, yeah? Right, so today's workout, the isokinator and the bullworker classic, yeah. As you all know, I'm doing a 90-day program where I use the isokinator and bullworker only, just to see where it can get this old physique, yeah. And it's working already. I feel pretty ripped, yeah. Belly's going for some reason, and I'm feeling good. The only downside is, I've got to confess, I didn't train at all last week hardly. I trained once, and it's just simply because this damaged shoulder. Now, luckily on Wednesday I get a scan, and I'm hoping to finally find out what's wrong with it, yeah, because it's been a long-standing, painful journey with this shoulder, yeah. It's been nearly 20 years, probably more, with a bad shoulder. But what's happened is training and life, it's got better over in the past, and then something's knocked it back and it's got worse. As you all know, I had an accident at work. I hit my neck whilst working with the big mattock, and it just ruined everything, yeah, like properly. So there's something going off in here, it's locking again in there, and it's really painful. And I hate to admit it, since I started using this, yeah, or probably this. So we'll see how we go, yeah. I might have to knock it on head. I hope not though, because I'm enjoying this. And I've also been asked the question, can you do the isokinator workout with this? Well, it's very similar, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, the first set of every exercise, I'm going to warm up with this, then move on to that, and I'm going to compare the two, and I'm going to give an honest opinion. Now, I love this piece of kit, yeah, so I hope it fares well. But I've got a funny feeling that this is going to fare better, but I'm going to tell it how it is, how I feel it, yeah. Right, so first exercise is a bicep exercise. I'm going to start with the isobo, and basically you breathe out when you pull up, and in when you pull down, yeah. So I'm going to start there, breathe in. 10 on that arm. Off we go. Just going to switch grip to that. Just do one more, I've lost count. Now when I switch grip to that, as opposed to that, I've got a bigger contraction on the tricep, more control, yeah. So when you're doing these, don't have the downward grip. It doesn't really seem to do anything, so you switch that grip and really squeeze it down, yeah. So now I'll move on to isokinator. Let's see what this is like compared to the isobo. Get those dots lined up. Ten on that arm. Ooh, next arm. Right, straight away, yeah. That feels a lot harder than the isobo. And I think a lot of it's psychological. Because you've got no to measure off there, sometimes you get a little bit tired, you might stop pulling as hard, but I did notice it, yeah, it kind of, the effect of the exercise kind of wears off on this. But that might be down to me, yeah, it's just psychological that I don't pull hard enough throughout the exercise on that, whereas with this I do, because I'm conscious of those balls. But saying that, the grip on that with the triceps, the feeling in the triceps was far superior on this than it is on that. But I suppose it probably is just a matter of switching grips, yeah. But saying that, yeah, that's good. Yeah, this is just better. And I hate to say it because I love that piece of kit, yeah, but you've got to tell the truth, haven't you? This is superior at the moment on that exercise. Right, so I'm going to give this a fair shot, yeah. That might have felt great with the isokinator because I've already used the muscle and burnt it out a bit. So I'm going to see what this feels like now. So this hand, breathe in. You can see the pump already. That felt better. Yeah, unfortunately I have to admit that this is better. It's just something about the grip. It's shorter, it's a lot shorter and tighter, and you can get a lot more squeeze out of it, yeah. I think it's just a matter of the spacing of the grip, which makes this still better. Right, so exercise 2A, I'm going to do first exercise with this, and it's basically the chest exercise, so pushing out. Off we go. Straight away, I'm going to stop. Far too long for that exercise. I'm not getting anything. I'm going to use this. I do hate to admit that, but yeah, it's far too long, is that strap. Off we go, so squeeze the balls. I think I did far too many then. I think you're only supposed to do 5 a side. But yeah, I believe that this is the exercise that's hurting this shoulder. Just because of how it felt then, yeah. I think it's that motion pushing down that's really niggling this. But I'll soon see. Right people, so I'm all in favour of giving a piece of kit, you know, the credit that it's due. So, for this exercise, I just held this like this. And it was far too long, yeah. But then I realised I can also hold it like this. So I can put the grip like that, and the grip like that, and I can push it like that, yeah. And it shortens it. Let's see how that feels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm happy to report that is better when you hold it that way. You get a lot more chest activity. Yeah, a lot better. So if you hold this machine, it's only my opinion, it's only how I find it, but if you hold this piece of kit that way, shortens it, you get a lot more chest contraction than you do with the isokinator. Right, last exercise. You've seen this burst. I think it's going down, people. What do you think? I think it just seems to be going down a bit. Don't feel as hard, but have a good cop of it that way. It's still quite big. I think it's going. Right, isokinator. Last one. Let's have a look. Right, off we go. Other way now. That's a brilliant exercise, that. Yeah, so that one won it, or so I thought, on the second round, but then that felt amazing on the third round. So I'm going to say it's a draw, really, yeah. Changed my mind again, but it's a draw on them. Right, so exercise M3 here on the isokinator, I'm going to use this, yeah. Now, I've already established that it's too long to hold it like that. So on this exercise, I'm going to hold it like that. But it might be just down to my personal preference. So, let's have a look. So push down. I hate to say it, that was an absolute failure on that exercise, yeah. Didn't feel a thing. Rubbish. But not to say this piece of kit's rubbish, it's just that those isokinator exercises are not designed for this particular piece of kit. It's just too long. Yeah, I did think that they were the same size when I initially evaluated them, but they're not. That stretches further out just by that much, yeah, and it just makes it impossible to feel it, really. It's a shame. It's a shame. So what's the advice on this then? Stick to the exercises that bullworker right for this in particular, yeah? And stick to the exercises what the isokinator writes for this. That's all I can say, yeah? Because that was a disaster. And if it ruins workouts, there's no point, is there? So on this exercise, I'm going to say that the isokinator wins because I know already because I've used it. But it also just lets me know that don't mix and match your pieces of kit with different training regimes. Yeah, they're designed for the kit they're designed for. That's all I can say. Right, so let's crack on. Squeeze that. Straight away, you get that feeling when it's meant to. I can't even explain why that feels so amazing. When you're trying to keep those balls in those holes there, the little dots, it kind of slows you down as well. Just subconsciously slows you down when you're training. And I don't know if it's because you try to hold that position and you're checking, but the time it takes you to check and visually, let that sink in, it means that you train a lot slower. Now, I don't know why, but when I did that exercise with that, I couldn't feel a thing in my abs. But as soon as I put that in my hand, straight down to bleach, straight tight, straight in core, yeah, just with that. So this wins again, I'm afraid, yeah. Right, last set of these. Get set. That really did become painful really quick for me, that, yeah. Very good exercise, that, actually. Very good. Oh, I've got something going on here, look. Little pump. Right, so exercise M4A. It's the lateral shoulder one. I've been doing this wrong, but I don't mind admitting it. I've basically been going too high, yeah. Your arms should not reach eye level, so you need to be stopping about there, yeah. Oh, that felt quite nice on that, actually. I don't know if you noticed, but I was shifting the grip, yeah, as I moved. I don't know if I should have done that, but it just seemed just the obvious manoeuvre to make here. I quite enjoyed that with that. It did feel quite good. Right, so if we go set 2 with the isokinator. Now with this you grab it like that on the top. Off we go. One more. Now the changes I made to that today are very subtle, but I made them because I read the instructions again. So first time I ever did this exercise, I was just going up like that. Yeah, you can see the distance between the isokinator and my body. This time I reread the instructions. This is why it always pays to read the instructions, and it tells you to keep the machine in your arms close to your body, like so, very close, like that. Yeah, the difference is massive. That I really felt like, yeah. So none of this, none of that. Keep it close, yeah, really close. So the arm brushes the body almost, yeah, and it makes a massive difference to that shoulder pump. You get more of a pump in more of the shoulder area. Right, people. So to give this a fair shot, I'm going to grab this on top now because I had the handles quite wrong according to isokinator training. So I'm going to grab this on top now. I'm going to do 5-a-side first and then 5-a-side with isokinator. So off we go. Keep arms close. So 5, grab the isokinator, pull it, wow. Isokinator wins, hands down. Yeah, it's just that resistance, it's unreal. Right, let's go. Get the rest of it set out. I give in then, did you notice at the end? Yeah. There's just something about the resistance on this that just makes it hands down better for these exercises than that. Yeah. This is just a superior piece of kit in my eyes. Not to say that this is a waste of money, by the way, yeah. I'll still always love this. I'll always love this because you can do all sorts with it, yeah. You can do things like with the isoflow with this. You can flow it about, whereas you can't really do it with that. So they've both got their own niche. For me, with this, it's all the isoflowing, all the movement type stuff where you're just constantly moving, yeah, and finding different things to do, yeah. This, for me, is perfect for the isoflowing, up and down, yeah, messing about, moving your hands. That's a perfect piece of kit for all that under pressure. But as far as reps are concerned, and you know, just your standard exercising, I think this nails it, to be fair. Yeah. So right, people, the V-form exercises now. So grab the straps, pull them out. Seven. I'm going to drop the weight on that back to 10 because I'm not keeping the balls where they should be. So I'm going to drop that weight back down. That's better. 10 I felt that. Yeah, just while I'm getting my breath back for that next exercise, I've noticed already, even though I've had that I've missed 2 sessions, I've noticed already that everything feels a lot more solider. Yeah, a lot more solid. It's all right having muscles, but when you squeeze them and they're quite flimsy, yeah, it's not good. Which is what mine were like, to be fair, before. But since using the isokinator, they've got that age back, you know, that age where they fill out from inside. Yeah, they've got that back. Maturity, that's the word I'm looking for. They seem to have filled out from inside. So even though I've not noticed a noticeable change in size, I've noticed a noticeable change in the depth of the muscle and the hardness and the firmness, yeah. So once they firm up, so they're like house bricks, then they'll end up filling out, I can tell, because years ago when I used to train my weights, I used to get that really hard feeling, yeah. Eventually, they just fill out then, and that's what they call mature muscles. And I've not felt like that for a long, long time, to be fair. I've been going through a lot of motions just because of injuries, yeah, and ill health. But this is the first time that I've ever felt like physically solid. So it's working, and I've got a big thumbs up for the isokinator. Really has surprised me. It really is a fantastic piece of kit. Right, off we go. Squeeze. I forgot when I started this today, yeah, if you hold your arms a little bit further back, you get all your traps and your rhomboids and all your back involved, yeah. Right, last set. So, off we go. Oh, completely lost count then. I hope I did 10 on each side or whatever, but I don't feel I did because I lost count. Because I'm thinking about the next exercise. Right, I've got some news about the next exercise, yeah, which is this one, where you do the squats and you back up, yeah. I'm not doing them anymore because they're hurting my knees and they're hurting my hips, yeah. It's basically putting my body in a position it really shouldn't be in. Now, I thought today I'd swap it out. So I thought today I'd swap that movement for this movement, yeah. So this movement here, so I tried it, yeah, and again, it puts your body in a funny angle that you won't stay in. Yeah, it puts your back in this angle all the time, and you won't stay like that, yeah. When you're training, you need to get out of that position as fast as you can, and you also don't want to be leaning over. You need to be straight as you can be. So for me, that exercise is a no as well. And then I looked at the other one, which was with the long straps, and holding the isokinator there and doing the same. But again, it pulls you into this disadvantage and it keeps you there. So for me, the isokinator doesn't work for legs, but that's only for me personally, yeah? And I'm not prepared to put my back at risk just to like complete a 90-day course. So I'm going to have to think of something else for legs, and it's probably going to have to be the bullworker because I'm not doing isokinator legs anymore, yeah? But like I keep saying, I'm not an expert, people. I just go out, I feel, and I feel that that's not good for me. And so I feel I'm not doing it, yeah. But if it's good for you, yeah, and you feel good on it, you've got to do it, haven't you? You don't listen to other people because everybody's different. Right, so last exercise with the isokinator. And it's basically what I call the Superman. Yeah, you can't see me very well on camera because I've not got a right lot of space, but basically I'm lifting my legs up and my arms up that way, yeah. I've got it set on 10 kilos. Remember, I whack myself in the nose every day. I don't want to do that. So you get it in front of your chin, make sure I'm not going to whack myself. Get all this out of my way. Yep, off I go. Let's see if it's that way. That way is probably better. So. That probably is the best exercise in this book. Yeah, I never realised before, but that exercise trains your core as well. I always thought it was just simply a back exercise, but the more I've got into that, the more my core comes into play to try and keep everything balanced when I lift up. Very interesting exercise that, and when you're pulling on the isokinator, also trains your back and back of your shoulders as well, and your neck. Trains front of your neck as well, I can feel it, yeah, so it's trains your legs as well. It's believe it or not, that is actually a full body movement, yeah, because I can feel it everywhere. Set 2. Grab it there. On that as well, if you make a mental note to really tense your legs, calves, thighs, hamstrings, everything, yeah, it all comes into play, yeah. And the more you tense them, including your glutes, yeah, the higher you get your body off the floor. So I was a little bit worried about dropping the leg exercise, and I thought we were going to have to add a bullworker exercise, which is not the case. That trains legs, yeah, that exercise trains legs if you tense them. It trains glutes, calves, quads, everything. So I don't need to add another bullworker exercise to this program, yeah, because I really felt it then. I really made a mental note to squeeze everything and it worked. I'm just curious how this works on that exercise. So I've got a funny feeling it will. So I'm going to try it. So, chin, to the chin, off we go. Equal. I knew it would be, that's why I tried it. That's equal measure, that, yeah. Same, no difference whatsoever. Apart from that's a little bit longer, but you saw me adjust my grip to get it a little bit shorter. but there's no difference in that whatsoever on that exercise. Yeah, that's a fantastic exercise for this. I had to find out, didn't I? Right, I'm moving on to bullworker. Right, so I'm moving on to bullworker now. So what I failed to tell you last time I trained is I have a good 5 minutes rest before I move on to bullworker to give it a fair chance. Now, the exercise I'm doing is this 1/7 second hold, got the yellow string in. Last time I got to 250, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the marker to 250 and I'm hopefully going to get to that marker and stay there or beat it, yeah, whichever comes first. So a big squeeze, keep my eye on that marker and count. 7 seconds and I beat it. So I got to almost to the end. I got to 255 because I round it down. Right, so the next exercise, do you remember this left hand struggled? So it was set on 170. See how it feels today, yeah? Big squeeze. Hold. 7. Felt a bit better and it got to 180, so I'm happy with that. Right, so when I did this last time, I let the left hand get to 200, but you know, thinking about that, you don't really want the one hand to be miles stronger. So this arm is going to have to wait till this arm's better. So I'm going to go for the 180. I know I can do more, but I've got to keep them equal. Off we go. 7. That was way too easy, unfortunately, but I don't want this to get mammoth compared to this. Right, so next up is Archer. This arm's weaker than the right arm, so I'm going to go with this first. I've got 220 to beat. Pull it. Hold. And I did beat it. I got to 230, so I'm happy with that. This arm now. This could do 240 over there, but I've got to match that. So off we go. Seven. Can really feel them. Right, so on this exercise I can't read my own writing, so I don't know where I got to, so I'm going to start again. So I'm going to pull it down. Oh, and I'm gonna, that was 250, quite impressed with that. So right hand now. It's probably the left arm that can't hold this now. And it is. So I'm gonna have to rest it on my leg. I don't like to, but the arm's too weak to allow this arm. Yeah, definitely something going on in there. Right, next exercise, I can't read my own writing again, so I'm going to have to start from scratch on this. Just a big squeeze, so hold it there and pull it in and squeeze. So that squeeze to 145. Now let's see what I can get on this. That was 225. I'm happy with that. With 210 last time, I think. Last but not least, let's go for the ab crunch. And that was 200. Right, so that's a workout over and done, yeah. I'm still enjoying it. I've slowed down a little bit and I've rested between sets a little bit more. And it's just getting better and better to do. So, the verdict, you heard me say it halfway through, not recommended for isokinator workouts, although there is some exercises in there that you can do. So don't rule it out completely, but just don't be foolhardy and do the whole workout, because it's just not practical. But there are some exercises you can do with that that's in the isokinator program. But like I said earlier, my preference for the isobo is to use isoflow, yeah, and to do all this type of stuff under tension. I think it's perfect for that. I think it's a perfect machine for all that type of movement, yeah. But I'm kind of wrong as well, because these exercises that you can do with this that are recommended in the isobo book, which are perfect, but the isokinator workout isn't, yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Who asked it? Yeah, you can't do it, so you need to buy an isokinator, yeah. So get on eBay and just keep looking till you find a second-hand one, or go on a bullworker Facebook site and ask if anybody's getting rid of one. But they are like rocking horse poo, and it took me 12 months of looking to get one, yeah. I finally got one. I'm going to go lance this because it's getting too big again, yeah. I said it was shrinking earlier, but I've just cut for it in phone there, and it's humongous. So it needs syringing. I went to doctors with it, and like I predicted, they said there's nothing they can do. Yeah, so it's just a matter of me syringing it with some sterile hypodermic needles until it's gone. Yeah, and while I do that, people, you keep training.